so much, guys, for staying tuned. If you have been following the show from beginning, you know we have our very own Amanda Dara in the building. Woo! So this is the part where we get to keep up with Amanda as she tells us what's been happening with her, from acting, gigs, event hosting, and even the new one, her podcast.
Yes. I mean, you guys already knew that I was doing my business and all, so I was still ongoing with the spa. I ventured into having a restaurant with a partner somewhere in Keja. And then I decided that, you know what? I've been out of this media for so long. I mean, of course, I've been doing my hosting, acting here and there, but it's not the same as having a consistent platform. And I kept thinking to myself, okay, what do I want to do? But then, actually, this story is very spiritual because honestly, I was praying to God and then I got the inspiration about the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
I heard the name, I heard podcast, and that was it. So yeah, I started off the first season. This was a couple of months before the wedding. But of course, wedding planning and mixing that, it was not gelling very well. So I did the first season in my house. You just bring some of the people I knew, having a chat, pick a conversation and talk about it. But after doing like a couple of episodes, I was like, this is not it. This is not what I'm meant to be doing. So I had to go back to the drawing board and ask myself, like, continually pray. And I've been in a very spiritual phase, by the way. So I continually prayed and I was asking God, okay, God, what exactly did you want me to do? And then it occurred to me that open up, like the person is opening up about themselves.
Oh, really?
Their stories, their realities. Because you see people and you don't even know where they're coming from. You don't know the backstory. You don't know the struggles, the things that they have actually overcome and how they have now gotten here. Which, I mean, in this day and age where we're having a lot of bashing or a lot of like, you don't see the process. You just see, either you see a successful person or you see a person at zero. Between that 0 to 100, what happened? That's what that podcast is about, really. And it's called Open Up.
Interesting, because I caught an episode of that podcast, and I must say, well done to you. It was a good one. It was Pastor Shola. And, you know, it really, because normally I just like to listen to him because he's got a lot of wisdom. And so when he was talking about how his mother passed, how he's like, those things that are very close to him. And
that was the first time he actually shared with anyone, including myself, even off camera.
And you've been friends for like...
And I've been friends for like 15 years. I'm like, no way, that was happening to you.
When they were planning their wedding, the wife too passed or something of that. So I was like, oh my God, this is a lot.
Yeah,
this is a lot. So yeah, so now that you've talked to us about your podcast, you know, is there any other thing in the pipeline that you'd really like us to know about? I mean, we really want to get into your, like, even when we don't see you every day, we're like, okay, so this is Amanda. We are rolling with her here.
So I think that what happened is because sometime last year, or no, in the new year now. So sometime 2 years ago, I traveled to Dubai. I was into marketing for a long time. So I'm also a business consultant. So I also consult for business. That keeps me very busy, you know, and then of course handling my business as well. So I think where I've reached, I've become a multifaceted person where in one angle I'm playing the entrepreneur card, the other angle I'm playing consultancy. Of course, I'm doing my hosting or red carpet hosting. I even ventured into production last year as well.
I saw
so
that one
I started off production. So I think I'm just exploring all sides to me.
And how is it going?
How's that going?
Yeah.
It was great. Like being behind, I was like, it made me have so much respect for people behind the scenes, people behind the cameras. When you're in front of the cameras, like all the attention is on you. Like makeup, hair, this one, are you okay? Have you eaten? Behind the camera is like, it's so rough, it's so rugged.
I get it. So for clarification's sake, I would like to know, because when I saw that you were the one hosting the podcast, I was like, I thought Amanda showed us a part that she would be the producer. Is that the same show?
No, it's not the same.
I get
it's not
it
the
now.
same.
So can you just break that down for us?
Okay, so couple of months ago, I was approached about, there was a podcast about to happen that was going to talk about the Japa culture.
Okay.
And at the time when I was still in my phase of what am I doing with mine? What am I doing wrong? And so the role that was open was for a producer because they already secured the host. I had done an influencing video for the person who links me up, and he liked the quality of what I brought to the table. He's like, I want you to come on board. I like your eye. I like your, attention to detailing. And I was like, you know what? I want to actually be able to think of something and watch it materialize.
Yeah.
So I'll jump on this with you. It's my first time, but I want to see what it's like being on the other side of things, you know, getting things done, bringing guests over and all of that. So I did that, but that is called the Uncolored Podcast. And it's centered around Japa. You want to travel, you don't know what's going on there, or how to get a job, or how do you handle relationship, or the lack of it, or you're now earning in foreign currency, or you're not earning at all. So all those questions are being answered. So it's a very streamlined podcast, which is very different from mine.
So for your own podcast, do you produce it, or you have a producer, or you work with other people?
I produce it. So with all the things I learned, one of the things I learned from the Uncolored Podcast is that you need a team. Because I was doing all of that alone.
Yep, the first time.
So I do my production, but I did have a producer as well. I had a director. I had a content creator. I had the whole team. It was I had like a 12 people team on that show. And I think it showed because the difference was very clear.
Yes,
in
quality, everything.
Yeah. I put in sweat and blood.
Okay, so I want to go a little personal.
Sure.
There are a lot of people that would say, oh, people who are scared of marriage, that, oh, when I get married, I'm leaving for someone else. And then you got married, but you kept on doing what you were doing. In fact, you even added more things to your cap, more feathers to your cap. And everything is going seamlessly.
Okay.
Because, yes, people will say maybe because you married your best friend and all of that, but marriage is not be being so. So tell us, how have you been able to dally like your marriage, your home, your work, your travel, everything?
So I married a man that is 10 times more ambitious than I am. And he was my friend for a very long time. And he's one of the people that actually put my name on the map with his business. I used to work with him. We actually started off working together before romance entered the picture. So one thing that was very consistent is that he's always challenging me. How can you do this better? In fact, before I was coming here, he was not in Lagos right now. He's like, you're going to be late. So he's my huge support system. I think that makes it easier. And then he's consistently thinking out of the box. So it's always like, what can you do better? How can you do it better? So it keeps me on my toes, even with the things he's doing. So I feel like in the sense of maybe losing oneself, you have to be very intentional about the partner you pick, because it's a very sensitive decision. If I didn't have a partner like him who would understand the days that I'm going to be late, that you might not see food on the table, or I'm not around for whatever reason, and not cause a whole fit, like actually understands. And then from the flip end too, he's always busy too. He too is always traveling. So I think there's just that understanding that this is who I am, and this is who you are, and we're going to have to make it work.
I mean, where's the lie? When somebody has to tell you, Amanda, you're going to be late. Amanda got
Exactly.
here. Do you know when Amanda got here today? Do you know when Amanda was working here?
Ha!
Amanda will come 10 minutes to the top of the hour.
No, see,
Amanda will come and say, sorry, ladies,
not
I'm late.
telling any lies.
She will enter my God room.
And
Sorry,
we
I'm
thank
late.
God.
You see, I was early.
Now, let's talk about Isplash. You've talked about our sets.
Yes.
Is there anything you miss about, presenting
I entered
here?
here and I've been giggling like it's my birthday or it's Christmas. This place is so beautiful. You know how when you leave and you're like, oh, used to do this thing 2-3 years ago. It looks like something in the past. This is from the future. This is from the future. So I feel very proud that, in fact, I'm going to start telling people, go and watch my episode. I used to be on that. Do you know that Isplash? I used to be there. You know, it's so cool. I really love the new space and I love the revamp. I think that even people here will feel a new sense of excitement, to be working. This is international standards.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Thank you so much.
Kudos to TVC, kudos to Isplash for this beautiful building.
So moving forward, we already know everything you want us to know about you. What else is there in the pipeline? What should we expect from the brand Amanda Dara?
Okay, so this year, I'm not doing anything by my own power and my might, but one thing that keeps impressing in me is I want to be global. I want to be globally recognized this year. So be expecting to see, especially my podcast, taking me around the world, interviewing people like that, because one of the things that I used to always, my challenge with maybe thinking I want to relocate is, guy, you're a Nigerian presenter with a Nigerian accent. Yeah, you're British Nigerian, but you have a Nigerian accent. So it's different to integrate into that system when you have a Nigerian skill set or a Nigerian, for instance, we're talking Toke Makinwa, we're talking Two-Face, they have all the stories there, even though, yes, we talk about the foreign stories here, but it's not the same like when you're living there. So I wanted something that would bridge that gap. So now that I have this is a thing where even if I'm not in the country for 10 months, for a year, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
My media part is not stopping. I'm not just focusing on entrepreneurial or career, but I'm merging everything and saying this is who I am. So you're going to expect more of that, but on an international scale.
Ooh,
yeah.
pretty
So
girl.
very soon I'll be talking to BBC like the other day when I spoke to Donald Trump.
Nah.
Say it to the universe.
Looking
and
forward
I'm
to
sure
that.
that would come to pass.
All right, thank you so very
Thank
much for coming on the
you.
show. It was amazing to have you back here. It was really, really lovely to have you here.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we apologize. We won't be able to take movies at the movies, and that's all we can take on the show today. I did the show with a very beautiful honey Shimone, Amanda Dara,
Yes.
and Lady Cat, her real hotness, was in the building.
All right, Amanda, sign out for us.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wrap on the Entertainment Splash show. It's been real. It's been fun. My name is Amanda Dara. And of course, Lady Cat and Honeypot are in the building. We'll see you some other time. Minus Misha.